Hello, hello, hello. Hi, good morning. I say good morning. Cornelia, good afternoon. Hi there. Just waiting for people to come on. More people to come on. Hi, Donna Marie. How you doing? I hope the weather is good where everybody is just now. I hope everybody is well. Hi, Patrick. How you doing? Hi, Marion Hanson, Julie, James. Hello, hello, hello. For everybody's here who's coming on here. Remember, guys, to put I always like questions in the comments because I throw some tarot cards and I also connect to the spirit world. So we'll see what is going to happen this afternoon. But I find if you put on questions, if you give me questions, I believe the tarot is fabulous for guiding and for answering them. Hi Erica, how you doing? Donna Roy, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, so questions in the comments would be absolutely wonderful. So, yeah, a little bit about me. As I said before, I'm a psychic medium. My name is Lorraine Bennett Gray, for people who've not seen me before. Just, as I said, just throw a few cards and I will hopefully connect to spirit as well. I'll just do whatever happens today. Will be. Okay, so I'm going to actually get, you know what? Because time is short. Time is awful, awful short. So I'm just going to get started because I know a lot of people will start joining. More people will start joining in a few minutes. Okay, so let me see who I'm guided to just now. So remember, questions in the comments. Brilliant. Also, when I do come to you, if you could just answer yes, no, I don't know, just to let me know I'm right on track. Don't stay silent, please, guys, because I like to make sure I'm on the right track. Okay, which should be wonderful. Okay, so who am I coming to today? I am going to come to Patrick. Come to you, Patrick. How are you today? Okay. It's the first time seeing me, Patrick. I've seen you on me before. I've not read for you before, I don't think, but I've seen you on this before. I'm on every second Saturday. Okay, Patrick, does it matter? Absolutely not. Right, Patrick, this is for you. Okay, so let me see. First on for Patrick. Oh, I just flew the opposite way there, Patrick. So this is definitely for you. Okay. So, Patrick, do you understand there's quite a lot of stress around you at the moment? And I do believe you're an overthinker. Now, remember, yes, no, I don't have you. Yes, no, I don't know in the comments to make sure I'm on the right track. Okay. I also do feel, Patrick, when you put your mind to something, that you accomplish it. You accomplish it. And not only do you accomplish it well, you also accomplish it very, very easily as well. Does that make sense to you? Okay. I also do believe you've always been very confident in your workplace. This is just validation cards before I move forward, Patrick, just to make sure I'm on the right track. And I also do feel as well, Patrick, that you've also, to do with the material world, I've got the Nine of Pentacles here, to do with material world as well, you've done good. You've done good with your life. Does that make sense? Okay. Don't know which part I said no to, but does that make sense to you? Okay. I also do. Does it make sense to you, Patrick, that you do? I do believe you're not a very patient person. Does this all make sense? Okay, let's just get yes, yes. Got one no there, but I'm not sure. Your memory must be slack. That's quite funny, but it does make sense, Patrick. Okay, that's absolutely perfect. Okay. I do have a gentleman that stepped in for you, Patrick, and I do believe this gentleman is father, or grandfather. Okay. And I do feel this man actually, I don't even know what you look like. All I see is the suit man, but I also feel he actually looked very like you, or he's got the same voice making me feel. He's making me sit up straight, and I do believe he was quite a strict man, Patrick. Does that make sense? Okay, you're absolutely patient. That's what I like to hear. Okay, but this gentleman here is saying, right, okay, can you imagine he was a bit of a stickler, okay? You're not straight. Don't know. I don't even know why I say Patrick, so I don't know. Okay, so there must be a delay in this. Okay, so does this make sense to you for father though? I do feel that father, as he stepped forward here, I do believe this man was um father quite how do I word this in a nice way? do this. There was a lot to him. You know, he could get very, I wouldn't say the word angry at times, but very opinionated. That's what he's getting. Very opinionated in times. But he's also saying that you two are very like each other. You two are very like each other. But he was very strict. Does that make sense to you? Very, very strict, Patrick. Okay, because he's coming in to say, you know, he wanted to teach you right from wrong. Does this make sense? He's telling me as well, when he looks back on it now, it was very old school because that's the way he was brought up, and he put this onto you. Okay, he's making me feel that yes, you've taken a lot of what he says, and you've used it in your own life, but he said you're an awful lot. How do I say this? It's got the way he's making me feel. You're very, very much. You were a nicer person than him. I'm not saying he was a bad person, but he's making me feel this way. Okay, does this make sense to you? Okay, I also do believe. I do believe their father Patrick used to put his hanky, his napkin, you know, down his shirt like that when he used to eat, and he used to always have to eat at the table. There was nowhere else, but he used to eat at the table. Okay, he's coming through for you, Patrick, just to say how once again who's proud of what you have become, because he's also saying he, you know, you see, you were a better person than him. Okay, you're a better person. I don't know if I've said that before, but you are a better person than him, and you deserve some recognition for what you do. Does this all make sense to you? Okay, and I also do feel as well, either he was a very generous person or you're a very generous person, but you also like to give out. You also like to give out. Um, help you like to help others in every way that you possibly can, because he's telling me you're also a very generous person, and again he wants just to tell you how proud he is of you. Okay, he's seen the heartache that's been going on with you, Patrick, or don't know if it's going on or has been anyway, and he's tried to mend things, and he always says he's always around to send healing. But I do know, Patrick, that you feel him, you see him, and you just know, he's about. Does that all make sense to you? Okay. And I also do feel that he was also a very spiritual man. And if he was a spiritual man, he did deep down inside believe in it, because it's just making me feel all spiritual. Or I don't know if that's you, Patrick. Okay. But as long as it all makes sense to you. But he's come, step forward to you, Patrick, just to say once again how proud he is of you. But I do feel he does come through quite a lot to take this. But I think you're needing it at this moment, because I feel that's why he stepped forward right now just to say this to you. Okay. He loves you so much, Patrick. He really does. He's loved. And I know that's something he can never tell you, because this is what he said to me. He said, I can never tell. He's never tell my son that I loved him. And you know he did, but he has to just acknowledge this for you just now. Okay. He's just saying, I'm here for you, Patrick. I'm always here for you, and I always will be. And I think he used to call you son. He said, just tell my son I'm always with him. Okay. And I'm going to leave his love with you, Patrick. And I'm so glad he came through for you today. Why I just feel, Patrick, I just feel you needed to hear from him today. I don't know why, but I just do. And I'll leave his love with you. Okay. And thank you for being here. All right. So, hi Lisa, how you doing here? Hi, is that Aileen, Clara, Maria Wilberg? Lisa Gooch Hasey. Sorry if I'm pronouncing these wrong. Hi, Christine Marie. How are you doing? I'm just seeing who else was going back up the way. To see, was it Nancy Ray? Hello, hello, hello. Janice Head Jensen. Hello there. Right. Okay. I am now. Remember that people have just come on. Just put some questions in the comments, because I do believe tarot is the perfect tool for answering or guiding you is a proper word for your questions. Okay, if that does make sense. Okay, I'm going to come through here. I'm going to come to Maggie McLean, please. Maggie McLean. Okay, let me see what I have for you, Maggie. Right, okay, just you'd love a reading, anything said. Okay, Maggie, let's just see what we have for you. So remember, guys, questions in the comments, okay? Maggie McLean, what do we have for you? Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. I was going to say hi there. Oh, wait, stop today. Tired? Right, Maggie, Maggie, Maggie. Maggie, what do I have for you? Right, okay, Maggie. I do believe, remember, yes, no, I don't know in the comments. Okay, I do believe you've got a new idea, and I do believe you wanted to eat. It's like going to be start of a new path, or you want it to be a new path. You're learning, and it's like an idea that you've got. Does that make sense? Okay, because I also do believe as well. At the moment, you're having to be quite strong about a situation. Okay, and I do feel the situation is to do with. Oh, oh, right, okay. Right, I'm not going to mention that just now. Okay, so and I do believe you've got the cups card that's come out here as well. So I do believe you're moving forward. This is something that's been going on, and I do know that the strength card is come out for a reason because I do feel you're having to move on in your emotional side. Now, what's interesting, Maggie, is with you is I'm forgetting what I'm saying. Did you notice that? So I do believe, Maggie, there's been somebody with Alzheimer's or dementia that has passed. Does this make sense? Because normally they give me that, and then that's why to make me realise, Maggie, does this make sense to you? Please, if you could let me know. Right, okay, so I hope that all the rest of this makes sense to you as well. I do believe there's a lot of emotions going around with you, and I do believe it's really there. It's really, it's hitting a nerve right just now. Okay, if that does make sense. You're just having to overcome these problems. And if you're not overcoming these problems, you will be. So you don't have to worry about it, but you need to, again, stop overthinking it, right? It's constantly in your thoughts. Maggie, are you here just now? Because if you're not here, I'm going to have to stop this reading because there's plenty of other people who are here. You might have gone to get a cup of tea or something. But what I would like you to do, Maggie, is if you come back on here, I'll remind you to watch this. Oh, you are there. No, unless it's me. I don't get that, Maggie. Sorry. Uh, oh, I bet you're saying it's useless as me. Do you understand everything that I'm saying? Do you understand the overcoming the emotional side? Do you understand that there's plenty going on, the overthinking, but you've had to be really strong? But do you also understand that the ideas is a new idea that you wanted to do, Maggie? Does this make sense to you? Okay, I don't understand what you're meaning by that. Okay, and I also do feel you making some decisions just now as well. Okay, I think there must be a slowness in this or something. Okay, because whatever decision you want to make, you're making the right decision, but you must trust your intuition, Maggie. Okay, you must trust your intuition. Okay, so I hope that does make sense. I think there's been a lot of mix up going on with this, and as I say, it is dementia. Yeah, but, because I do feel there's definitely that person who has come around you who's making me say this. But you understand as well, Maggie. Maggie, with the see, she still make me do it. In fact, I think it was a he. The emotional side, the emotional side. Okay, Angel, you're understanding. Oh, I'm not sure. I still feel this is for Maggie, Angel, but thank you very much anyway, because I do feel I'm reading for her. She just came on late. We were just talking about it. Okay. Um, Yes, but the idea, but you know what? Yeah, there's definitely something, and if not, it's going to happen. There's something that you're wanting to start new. There's something you're wanting to learn. Does that make sense? Forget the ideas. There's something you want to learn. Does that make sense to you, Maggie? Okay, because I do feel there's been so much emotional stuff going on with you that I don't know. You're not taking it. Oh, maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for you. Okay, Angel, you still listen to it? Oh, I don't like to do it. No, it's not. It's definitely for Maggie. She's just not taking it. Excuse me, well, my cards have come flying out, and there's always a reason for that. Okay. So, do you understand, Maggie? Right. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go back to this again. Maggie, chronically ill. Okay. Okay. Maggie, right, I'm going to leave this reading just now because it's just not feeling right. Okay, so I'm going to leave this. Look back at the bits I've said, Maggie, and come back on to me because it'll be on the chat. So come back and see if, because there's been a lot of back forward with this and it's been really strange, okay? And let me know what's been correct and what's not, okay? And I'm going to leave this just now for you, Maggie, okay? And thank you so much for being here. Right, who am I coming to? Um, Joanne Griffiths, hello, hello, hello. Kira Elise, right, great. Glad I'm seeing all the questions, guys. Keep them coming in. Okay, Anna Eva, or Anne, sorry, Anne Eva. They'll come to you. Do you see romance with the man who lives long distance, please? Oh, thank goodness, Anne. A long distance romance. Okay, Anne, let's just find out. Oh, strange. My heater's just gone off. Right, Anne, let me have a look. a wee bit weird today. Some weird things are happening to me today. And that's great. You're here, right? Remember, yes, no, I don't know in the comments would be something that. Okay, right. Will your long-term romance? Let's have a look and see. I do know you need to take action with this, okay? You've got the knight that's just come out, okay? And you're going to have to do something about this. You need to take the action, okay? I do. Just it says to you, Anne, that you need some more confidence in the situation as well. Does he? Will he? And I feel that you're lacking confidence in yourself, Anne, with this situation. Does this make sense to you? Okay, I'm just going to bring up the comments as that. And I also do feel, you know what? Does it make sense to you, Anne, that you like the comfort of being where you are in this? And I've seen that the comfort where you are. You've got no. I still speak today. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on because anybody who knows me knows I can't stop speaking. It just comes out. Anyway, you like to be where you are. Okay, you have no interest in moving over there. Does that make sense to you? Right, okay. You're losing hope in the way he acts. Well, I'll tell you something. You're happy the way you are here, right? And yeah, the question was, is this going to work or not? I'm really not sure because I do know you've got the sevens of wands that came out here, and underneath it actually does say a lot of challenges. Sometimes you have to bite the bullet if you really, really want this to work. I don't beat about the bush. And people who know me know I don't beat about the bush. I know that you've got the patience card that's come out here, but I do feel I have to go back to this as well. You've got the comfort of being here. Does that make or being where you are, not here, be the way you are? Does this make sense? Uh, you would move for him. Okay, but do you know what? I'm just not seeing it looking great. I'm being honest with you. I'm not seeing it. I don't know how long this has been going on for. I don't know if this has been a long term or a short term romance here. But what I'm looking at in the cards is I do know you definitely need to be stronger in this. It's up to you. I still feel that you still would like to be where you are now. I know you said you'd move for him, but I think there's a lot of obstacles. This is what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing with the cards. Okay, so I am actually feeling. Sometimes if things are happening, it's actually meant for a reason. And can I ask you, is your father in spirit? Because a man has just stepped forward here who I do feel is your father, and I'm seeing. And when I see that, that is very, very, that's just my symbolic for I know. Okay, so that's my symbolic for I know. But there's a man here who I do know you were really, really close to. And I do feel this man was a very nurturing man. He loves you to bits. He just is there for you. He's telling me he's always there for you. And he's like, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm getting from him. And he's standing there and he's just shaking his head. So I do feel from that as a bit of a he's telling you to maybe it's time for you to make that decision for you. He only wants the best for you. That I have to say, he only wants the best for you. And I do feel with them. I do also feel with Dad. He was another person. Okay, so there's another handkerchief stuck into the shirt as well. So I do feel he's a very generous man. He's a very generous man, but he knew exactly what he wanted and he knows exactly what he wants with you as well. Yeah, in spirit. Yep. He is telling me, I'm seeing this, shaking the finger, and then I'm getting this. So your answer is will you? And I've got a feeling he doesn't want you to. Okay. So listen to him. He's guiding you. He's with you all the time, by the way. Did you just buy a red lipstick or did you just buy a lipstick very, very recently? I don't know why I'm getting the newness of a lipstick. Maybe he is just telling me he's watching you. You know if you bought this lipstick, okay? Because he's given me this for some reason, okay? He's still with you, and by the way, still with you. The lovely, lovely soul, lovely with you. But listen to him because he's come through deliberately with this and this here, okay? So I'm going to leave his love with you. So there's your answer. You're not lips. Did you buy some new makeup or something? Some new makeup or something like that? Or do you understand the lipstick? Forget the new. Do you understand? Okay. And I'm going to leave his love with you. But there's your answer anyway. Okay. Right. Let me see. Lisa Gooch. Hello, hello, hello. Debbie Ross. Hello. Let me have a look. Let's see. Let's see. Let me come to Debbie Ross. Debbie Ross. Can I come to you, please? Debbie Ross. Hello, hello, hello. Um, let me have a look. Debbie Ross, Debbie. What's here? Some really weird guys. My heater keeps turning off on and off. So who's here? I'll turn it right off there. Right, okay. Debbie Ross, hello, hello. Debbie, let me see what I've got for you. So you've got a question for me, Debbie. So let me see what I have for you in tarot. Okay. Work with you, Debbie. Does that make sense to you? Okay, I've got the 10 of wands and the 9 of wands. You can't make this up, okay? I do know with your work, either you love your work or you just think your work is fantastic or you're doing exactly what you want with your work. Does this all make sense to you? You've accomplished also what you want. I do believe, Debbie, that life is good for you. It's really, really good for you. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense? I also do feel you're a very patient person, but I also wonder, does the here we go again with me forgetting. I don't know what's going on here. I do believe the sunflowers are very, very significant to you, Debbie. Does this all make sense? Remember, answer yes, no, I don't know, just to make sure I'm on the right page. I do believe also as well as something new has happened. If it's not with you, it's with a member of your family. I don't know, feeling family here. And I do feel the Page of Cups has come out here. So I do believe you are starting a new either relationship, male, female, doesn't matter, friend, etc., etc. It doesn't matter, but I do feel this is happening just now. Yes, okay, does this make sense? Absolutely, absolutely. Debbie, I've got a lady who stepped forward for you who do feel it is mum, okay? Mumly figure, mumly figure. And I do feel when this lady is stepping forward, I do feel again she was very, very like you. Now I can't see you, Debbie, so I really don't know. It's a distant picture, so I can't say it. But I do. She's making me feel as if she was very, very like you. But your mum is a very funny lady, okay? Because in a nice way, because she's saying yes. We did look very like each other, she said, but I was the one that taught her everything she knows. Does that make sense to you, Debbie? That's the type of lady she was. And she's laughing at this. She thinks this is really funny, okay? And Debbie, she's saying she used to brush her hair. She used to sit there and she used to just brush your hair. And it was something you absolutely loved. But I also do feel, Debbie, as well, you feel her around you. And I also do feel you feel her touching your hair. Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense? She's coming along just so she wants to feed you. I don't know why. I don't know what she says. She says she wants to make you some nice dinners. So maybe this is what she did in life here. She's saying, yes, that is what I did. I believe she was a very, very good cook. And I do believe that you've also taken after her by being a really good cook as well. But she's laughing again. She's, yeah, but she's not as good as me. And this is the sort of dynamics that your mum is coming out with. Does this all make sense of how I love your mum. She's just great. She's just great, but I wouldn't like to mess with her. This is what she's making me feel now. But again, she's laughing at this. Okay. She wants to talk about a letter she either left you or there's something significant to do with a letter. Does this make sense to you, Debbie, to do with the letter? Okay. Very important anyway. And I do know she wants you to read this letter again if you haven't read it before. Okay. So very, very important. Loves you so much, Debbie. And I know we say that at the end of every reading, but I feel the love that she was. She says, just tell. I don't believe she called you Debbie. Did she call you Deborah or something like that? She says, but just to tell you how much she loves you and she's always around you. Whenever you think about her, she just pops in, and I know that's very often. But Debbie, I also do feel that you feel her around you as well. Okay, she wants to talk about got to talk about the birds and the bees. How weird is that? Talk about the birds and the bees. No idea why she's saying this, but it must have been a memory, or maybe it was a funny memory in the past. Does all this make sense to you, David? Please comment and let me know one way or the other if this makes sense. That this is definitely mum that's coming through, or like a mum. Okay, so I'm going to leave her with you. You know what? I do feel that Debbie, she's just come through just to come in and say hello with a heartwarming hug for you, okay? And I hope these little bits of information, this little bit of validation makes sense, because to me that's very, very important, okay? And I'm going to leave her love with you, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you. Right, so let's see who I'm coming to now. Let me have a look and see. It was mum. That's brilliant. Thank you. Okay. And I hope that all made sense. Hello, Chris. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Nancy Ray. Remember to put comments in, sorry, questions in the comments. Okay. Tammy, hi there. Um, do you know, Chris, I'm going to come to you actually. Can I come to Chris? Chris, Chris, Chris. Chris, Chris, Chris. Right, let me see. Just you love a message. Now let's just see. Don't know if you're drawn to Chris, so let's have a look. Oh, gosh, there's some cards in here. Let me have a look. Chris, Chris, Chris. I remember, Chris, please comment as quickly as I'm reading. If you don't mind, yes, no, I don't know, just to make sure I am on the right track. Okay, Chris, Chris, Chris. Okay. Chris, do you have a vision? Does that make sense? Do you have a vision about something? Do you have a vision something to do with either work or something to do with money or something anyway, and you wanted to move forward in this? Let me just get that last one, but you're having to make a decision. But this decision is also going to affect you emotionally, but all to do with this, okay? I also do feel, Chris, you're lacking some confidence too. And I do believe you're dying to move forward in this. This decision has to be made, this vision, but you just don't have the confidence to maybe do it. Does this make sense to you, Chris? Okay. I do also feel as well, it's interesting this because you do have got the chariot, which is always moving forward to me. You've also got the knight, and that's also to take action and to take action. So lots of visions and ideas. Right. Well, Chris, can I just say to you, it's time you did something about it because I've now got the action card that's come out. You do have the decision. I do feel the decision is emotion. It could just be emotionally for yourself, but I do know I feel as if maybe you're maybe a bit frightened or something. Something's holding you back. Does that make sense to you? Because it really is time to take action. Okay. I do know that, Chris, you've had a lot of downfalls. Okay. There's a lot of downfalls, and I think that's what actually is stopping you from actually doing this. But you know what? You know, you're a creative person, and it's time for you to celebrate your life now, and it's also time for you to definitely move forward because you know what? See this emotional side of it, you know, it's going to get so much better. And I do feel you need this. Does this actually make sense to you? Okay. I've got a lady who's actually stepped forward for you, Chris. Now, I do know that this lady wants to give you, I don't know where you're from, Chris, or anything, but I do know this lady wants to give you a cup of tea. So I do, you have had a lot of downfalls. Okay. But I do feel this lady is auntie, and I do feel this lady loved her tea, or used to go around to house and had tea. No, I see her drinking it. She's showing me her drinking. Does this make sense to you? With I feel this auntie or like auntie. Okay. And I do know that this lady is doing the cards for you, and I do know this lady absolutely adored you, and I do feel this lady, this auntie lady, this auntie lady is just wants to give you a big hug. Just wants to give you a big hug, okay? And she, you know, she's one of these ones. She wants to give you direction, and she's trying to push you, and she's trying to be your intuition. She is your intuition, but you're just not taking it, okay? Yes to the auntie and the tea, great, okay. But I do feel, you know, you've got decisions to make, decisions. But I feel there's so much going on ahead, and auntie's actually telling me just meditate, just meditate. And that also could just mean sit in the quiet. Forget the woo woo side of it. Just sit in the quiet and listen to what has to be said. Now, listen in your heart. Always listen from your heart space because this tells you exactly what you need to do. Okay. She's cheering you on. Whatever you decide to do, she is there cheering yours, but she's definitely trying to push you forward. Okay. I don't know if she taught you how to drive or something to do with she how to drive to do with learning to drive. Does this make sense to you as well? Okay. Move forward, Chris. It's time. Okay. You only live this one life. And you know what? It doesn't, you're not here for a very long time. I mean, how quick has it gone so far? Okay. Auntie's telling you she's with you, loves you, pushing you to move on. Okay. And I hope you take that advice from Auntie, not from me. Okay. And just, I don't know why, I'm just pausing here because this is what she's making me do. Okay, lovely, lovely lady. Do you understand the car, the learning how to drive or something? Because that's really significant as well. I feel a lot of jump starts, you know, as if I'm in the car. Okay, what's this? We used to drive a lot together everywhere. Oh my goodness, that's what it is. I was learning how to drive. So there you go. It's so hard. So listen to her, okay? If you don't remember a lot what I said, listen back to this, okay? Come on, it's really important. You need to hear this, okay? You're very, very welcome. Yeah, and thank you, Auntie, for coming through. Wonderful. Okay, let me just see. Stacey Cherry, or Stacey's not Stasia, is it Stasia? Cherry, Kayla Bosch. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing these right. Okay, so let me see who I am coming to next. You're very, very welcome, Tris. Okay, Tammy, I'm coming to you, Tammy Wydrick. Wydrick. Tammy. Tammy Wydrick. Yay. Okay. And remember to answer yes, no, I don't know the comments as quick as I'm reading, please. Okay. Right. Tammy White. Okay. Tammy. Okay, here, fine. Okay, Tammy. Let me see what I've got for you. Tammy. You started a new job, Tammy? Or you wanted a new job, but you started a new job, you constantly, or you want to, you have, or something. I've got these are ones. To me, ones is work cards, okay. But I also do feel if you do this work, Tammy, okay, and if you don't do this work, you should be doing it. That's what I'm hearing. Well, you should be doing it if you don't do this work. And are you working with this type? Are you working as some sort of spiritual, mediumistic? At the moment, and this is what you want to start. Does this make sense, Tammy? Okay. Hi, no, I am looking. Also for the job, right? So but there's something to do with it's either that as your intuition, then there's something to do with your intuition. Because I do have my intuition card that's just come out, just to let you know. I do know you have to be a lot more patient, Tammy. Does that make sense to you? The patience is very important. And I do know you need to take it's like a new start as well because you need it for your emotional side. Does that make sense to you? Yes, it does. Okay. And you also do feel you need some more money in that pocket. Does that make sense? You need some more money in that pocket. Okay. But you need to speak to somebody. Okay. You need to speak to somebody of how you're feeling and also for what you need to do. Okay. I do believe there's somebody waiting there for you to speak to someone. I'm not talking about to somebody in spirit. I'm talking about somebody here. Okay. I do believe you will definitely be getting a new job, and I do believe um, it's going to be July. I know it's not April, May. It's only 3 months away. My God, 3 months of July. It's 3 months away. You will be starting a new job by or in July. Okay, so that's very, very important. Okay, July, and I also do know when you do start this new job, I also do believe it's going to be so much better for you emotionally as well. It's like a new start, not only a new job. You've got Ace of Wands, you've got Ace of Cups. Is a new start emotionally for you as well. Another work card's come out here. 100% you're going to accomplish what you want, and you're going to get what you want as well. You're going to get the job that you want. It's not just going to be any old job. You have got a job in mind, and that's the job you're going to be getting because I've got the Nines of Wands, which is accomplishment, okay, which is very, very significant, okay. Tammy, just quickly here, I don't have somebody step, well, there is somebody obviously step forward here, but I have to talk about, it looks like we used to call them poofies that used to sit on, like there's a couch and then you've got what's called a poofy. I don't know where you're from. I don't know if it's a British word or whatever, but a poofy. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you, though, Tammy? Let me know. Does that make sense to you? A poofy, what a name, Ben. Let me know if that does make sense to you, okay? Because that's all I'm seeing, which is really, really unusual. Oh, wait a minute. It's coming into a piano stool. It's not. It's a piano stool. Do you understand the piano stool? Okay, Tammy, let me know. No, you don't. Right? It's not for you. I've moved forward. It felt as if I was moving forward. But anyway, take that with your job. All being well, all by July. Okay, let me know. Let me know next time I'm on. That'd be wonderful. Not next time. Whenever you get one, that'd be wonderful. Tamer Kanpola, hello there. Let me see who else. Is that how do I pronounce that? Is that Nicholas? You've got a huge poofy in your lounge. Maybe this is for you. Let's come to you then. Okay. Hey, let's see. Very hard to because that's all I could see was this. So I went to a piano stool, but that might be my mind, so it shouldn't have. But let me have. Right, let me read for you anyway. Okay. Let me see what is going on here. Okay. No question. Come on, guys. People have just come on. Put questions in the chat for me to answer through the tarot. Okay. Right. Maybe to answer. I'm just going to call you Nix. Yes, no, I don't know. As quick as I'm reading, if that'd be super. Okay, just to make sure I'm on the right track. Oh my goodness gracious gracious! Right, you have had to. There's something to do with all the material world you've had to get over. You've had to get over emotional stuff. But I also do believe you do work with spirit. Does that make sense to you, Nick? So I'm just going to call you Nick if that's okay, because I can't pronounce your name. Okay, I do believe you do work, or you actually you feel somebody around you. Does this make sense to you? Yeah, very true. That's fine. Okay, I do also believe you are a very patient person, but I also do believe you've had to start. You've got to start afresh. Does that make sense to you? Okay, and I really hope it does. I've got a lady who stepped forward for you, and I do believe this is mum again. And I believe, Nick, are you from America by any chance? Just let me know, because I'm sure I've seen the word MOM written. That's not how we think it is. So MOM, and I do believe this lady is in spirit. Does this make sense to you? Okay. I do feel that this lady stepped over, and I do know this lady used to bake, and I do know this lady loved her kitchen. And as I'm asking her to step forward for me now, I am getting her right into me at the moment now, and I do know she was such a kind, caring person. What's ZA? I don't know. What's ZA? But do you understand do you understand MOM? Well, maybe it's just saying they're not British. I don't know. MOM. But I just know she was a kind, caring person who absolutely adores you, who's seen the stuff you have been going through. She's seen the emotions. She's seen the money situation. She's seen everything. Does this all make sense to you, Nick? Okay. I know you're not next, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I also do feel as well, and if it's not happened yet, I do know in your working life as well, you're such a determined person. Does this all make sense to you? Determined person. And as I said to you before, you're very patient, but sometimes it does great. Sometimes you have to be a little bit more patient, like mum. Okay, this is one like mum. Lovely, lovely lady. She stepped forward for you just to say, I've always been around you. I always will be around you. Whenever you need me, I'm there. Please talk to me, though, she's saying. Please talk to me, because she's seen the sadness, she's seen the changes, and she's seen the challenges. And she's saying, you know what? You need to start asking me for help. She said, I was here for you in life, but I'm also here from you on the other side as well. So it's really, really important. You need to speak to her more, because I do feel you do, but you don't ask her. So does this make sense? Okay. Start asking, because she deliberately wants to. She's your strength. Okay, she's your strength. She's the strength that you've always needed. All right. And she's still, but you know what? She's telling me things can change. Things can change for you. That's my nickname. I'm pronouncing it. All right. Okay. Well, maybe it's mum. Maybe it's mum. And you need to be more patient. Yes, you do. But listen, talk to her, because this is what she wants. Okay. Just talk to her. Okay. I'm going to leave mum's love with you, because this is what she's come through just to say. Just talk to me. Okay. I'm always, always here for you. Always here. And I'll leave mum's love with you. Okay. Great. Great. As long as it's all made sense, that's brilliant. And I'll leave her love with you. Okay. Right. I'm going to come to Bushra. Hello. Let me see who else is just Lynn Keys. Hello. Nancy Ray. Hello. Okay. Andrea 54 Hector, hello. And if I've missed you, guys, it's just because it's just everybody's coming so quickly that I can't really get to everybody. They say Lulu, hello. Right, okay, I'm going to come to guys. Remember, you're very welcome, by the way, Tammy. Listen, guys, I want you to put questions in these comments, because I do like to answer them with the tarot. Okay, right. I'm going to come to. It could be your grandmother, but it's not. Is it not your mum? It's not your mum, Nick. It'll be your grandmother then. But she was like a mother figure to you. You should know who she is by what I've said. Okay, so look back on it, and hopefully you should know. Okay, right. Andrea 54 Hector, come to you. What the tarot? So Andrea 54 Hector. Okay, remember, guys, give me actual questions. Okay, Andrea 54 Hector is you. Okay, remember, Andrea, answer yes, no, I don't know. Okay, important. Okay. Okay, Andrea, let's see what the tarot has to say for you. Okay, first of all, you should stop overthinking. Okay, you really do. I do know, Andrew, as well. You're a very the Empress has come out. That's a nurturing card, so I do know you're a very nurturing lady. Okay, but I also do know you're an overthinker. Does this make sense to you? Okay, you're an overthinker. Okay, but I also do believe it's not happened yet. It will be happening. You've just had a new beginning. There's just something that's just happened. You've thought about it and it's happened. Does that make sense to you, Andrea? Okay, very, very important with that. Okay, but I also do believe, Andrea, I'm not predicting this because I think you should know it, but you understand there is somebody pregnant. Okay, there is somebody pregnant at the moment. Okay, I've got a lady who's actually just stepped in and she's knitting, and she's knitting. When I see somebody knitting white, I do believe that that means there's somebody pregnant. Yes, there is. Right. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Okay, and I do believe Andrea, this is mum that stepped in who's doing the knitting. I don't know if she did knit, but she just sure because I've got a lady. And I can hear laughter, just laughter. So I do believe she didn't laugh very often. She's telling me that she thinks that's quite funny the way I came out with that. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm not saying it's for you, Andrea, about more kids. It's around you for the kids. Okay. And is it mum? Okay. Because you said yes. So I don't know what you're saying yes. Right. So keep answering no, but I do believe there's a pregnancy around you, not necessarily you, it's your grandma, you'll say, right, lovely, but she's just stepped through for you and she's talking about this pregnancy. Okay, so it's in the family or somebody you know, because it's very, very important that she wants to mention it. And if it's not happened yet, you're going to hear about it because it's happened. You will be hearing about it, okay? And I do also feel that she's telling me that you're a very sensitive person. Does that make sense to you? But also all sensitive, but also a very lovely, patient person. But I also do believe as well, you do have the knight that's come out here. So I do believe there's some action that's needed to be taken, Andrea. And I do feel this has to be taken quickly. I'm hearing very, very quickly. Just like that, you must. It's really, really important. Okay, and as grandma is coming through, I do feel with her as she's been watching the sorrow. She's telling me there's been a lot of sorrow around you. Okay, and she's been watching this, and that's very, very important to let you know you're not on your own. You're not on your own in this. I do believe you're keeping a lot of the stuff inside here. Okay, and it's time you've got to let it out. Does this make sense to you? Because I am feeling this. Okay, just let you know this is what I'm feeling. Okay, it's time to let it out. Did you understand as well? She's bringing me my awareness again to the Ace of Swords, which is the new beginning. Does that make sense to you? Okay, please let me know. All right. You've got a couple of nights here, one after the other. It's time for you to take action and it's time for you to trust. Does this all make sense to you? Okay. Lovely, lovely lady. I do believe that you do know. That's great. I do. Oh, you do know. Do you know about the pregnancy? Right. I don't know if you know about the pregnancy or what, but it's important. Because she just wants to tell you she is around you. Okay. She is there. She knows you. Of course she knows you. She's your grandma. Sorry. She's around you, but you know that she is around you. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay. But you don't listen. You're not trusting your intuition at all. You need to trust it. I also get the who is that? Does that make sense to you? As if you felt her coming by or somebody going by, you felt, but there's nobody there. Does that make sense? It's her. Okay, just to let you. Good, you're taking action quickly. Two action cards you've got out here. Good. It is her. Okay. Listen to her. Speak to her. Let her guide you. Remember, it's with the heart space here. Let her guide you. She is your intuition, okay? She wants to come through. She's using the word darling, so I don't know if she used that word for you or not, but just tell my darling, I'm here for her and how much I love her and you to talk to her more often, okay? And I hope that makes sense. Uh, Let me just see. Yeah, it's going to. Well, Andrew, do me a favour. Speak to her. They're not allowed to interfere unless you ask, okay? Because you've got your free will. You ask her and you find your life is going to change because she's seen it. I said she's seen the heartbreak. She's seen it all. Okay, that's my daughter in a room in the garage. So yeah, ask her and you're going to see a massive change. Okay, this is why she stepped through. Ask and you will get. And it's for your highest good, but that is for your highest good. So you definitely will. So I hope that all makes sense to you. And I will leave her love with you. Okay. Thanks, Andrew, for being here. Mm. Oh, I needed that. Right. Let me see who I'm going to come to. Right. That came straight to you again next second. Right. Okay. Let's come to. Right. I'm telling you, I'm going to come to. Oh, sorry about this. It's my. I keep coming to you next again. It's so weird, and I can't obviously read for you again. Right. Patricia Langton. Patricia Langton coming to you. Right, next, just to say to you, see, you see your partner passed as well. Remember, these readings are only 5, 7 minutes. I can't get through it all, but maybe next time we'll see whether it comes through or not. Okay, sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. Right, Patricia. Patricia. Patricia Langton. Let me see what's for you. You didn't give me a question, so let's just see. I don't think you did anyway. Way back up some check. Right, Patricia. Let's see. Patricia Langton. Patricia Langton. Let me have a look. Patricia, two people have just stepped in for you. Two. Or they're talking about the twins. I don't feel they're twins. No, I don't feel they're twins. I believe this is brother or sister on the other side. I do believe this is like auntie or uncle or that type of thing, okay? Or mum and dad. Do you know, it's so weird. Normally I can feel with it, but I can't feel who, not what, who they are. Yes, as they step right in. Oh, I do. Sorry. Patricia, is this mum and dad? Is it? Let me know. Something like that. It's a strange one that they're making me feel. Okay. Anyway, find out. Tell Pirate. Let me know. Find out. Patricia, does this make sense to you? I've got the death card here, so out with the old, in with the new. As we know, it's new transformation. That's what the death card means. It does not mean death, okay? But does it make sense to you that's happened to you? It's like, let go of the past. Oh, away it goes. And we are starting afresh. Right, you're saying no, Patricia, but what we say no to, could let me know. So it's not mum and dad, right? Okay, but right, I don't know. You're getting all mixed up now. Anyway, you understand? Out with the old, in with the new for you. Okay, but I do have this man and woman holding hands, and I do believe they're showing me themselves, probably in the 70s actually. Not age, sorry, 70s, because of their clothes, okay. But they are standing there, and they're standing in a field of poppies. So white poppies. So that should be significant to you, Patricia. Does that make sense? The field of poppies. Okay, they're not giving me a lot here, which is quite unusual. But I do believe this transformation is happening or has happened to you. I also do believe as well, there's been, again, a lot of emotional stuff, but there's been a celebration. Does that make sense? A celebration with you, Patricia, okay? And I also do believe you thank your lucky stars for what you do have in life. Does that all make sense to you? Okay, let me know. Make sure I'm on the right track. Ah, oh, right, okay. Your tempting period of transition to children's spirit. Right, does the 70s make sense to you? Remember saying the 90s, in the 70s, no, not in the 70s, in the 70s. Does that make sense to you? And the field of poppies, okay? Let me know if that does make sense, okay? And I'm sorry to hear about the children, but this is so interesting. Tell me this, was it a boy and a girl? Let me know that as well, because I've got them holding hands, okay? Let me know, all right? I do also feel as well, and your transmission, I also do because you're a very, very determined person, but I do also feel you're working towards something that's been on your mind for a long time. Does that make sense? Okay. Um, See how you said yes. Is that to the children? Sorry, if you don't mind, just putting a wee bit extra, just so I know, because as I say, I work so fast. Okay. The reason why I do this is I just need the validation to make sure it's definitely you that I'm speaking to. Most of the time, it is. Okay. It has been bad for you as well, but I have to tell you. Okay. Ah, you were born in the 70s, and it's the Rembrandt. That does make math. Well, you know that they're here then. I have to say that they're here. See, they just gave me, and it was really strange because I couldn't quite figure out who they were. And that's why. That's why. Okay. Well done, well done. What I want you to do is, okay, Patricia, I want you to follow your intuition because I feel there's something happening with you just now. We're talking about the transformation, out with the old and with the new. I do feel that you're not following your intuition because see if you don't, there's something that's going to happen to you just now and it's not going to work out for you. And I have to say that to you. And the reason why I'm saying that to you is because I've got the Tower card. Now remember, everybody in spirit does these cards for me, tell me what to say. I feel it, I hear it, I see it. Okay. They're a tool to me, but they're a very important tool. They're absolutely wonderful. But I do feel you need to trust that once again, that heart space, that intuition, because to move forward in this, because if you don't, it's not going to be great. And major, because we don't do major stuff when it comes to this. But I want it to work out for you. And if you do follow it, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. Okay. I also do have, and that actually just mistake, because I just pulled, I had the Tower card there, and then I just pulled the Ten of Pentacles. That's just confirming of what I said. Okay. Listen to your intuition. Okay. Because they're helping you. And you'll get the Ten of Pentacles, which is the highest of the Pentacles, highest of the materialist world. And you know what? There's going to be a huge transformation for you. Huge. And listen, please listen to them because this is exciting for you. Really, really exciting because I know that, the past has not been great, but you know what? It's moving on time. Really, really moving on time. And I hope all that makes sense to you. Okay. It's interesting to read that, as I say, because of, when we see readings, when we see, we sometimes just can't work out what's what. But the meaning of it is so, so important because Patricia, what I'm talking about. You know what I'm seeing. I don't really know. Okay. And I'm going to leave their love with you and listen. And I hope that really does all make sense to you. Okay. Thank you very much indeed. Okay. So let me see. Right. I'm coming to Marion Hanson. Okay. Marion Hanson with the tab. Marion Hanson. Okay. And remember, Marion, yes, no, I don't know in the chat, please. But if you could expand a little bit, like yes to whatever it is, obviously, because I'm getting all mixed up. Okay. Any chance of reconciliation soon? Then you want the tarot. Okay. Let me find out, Marion. Last but not least. Okay. Last but not least. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay, right. I do know you've been overcoming quite a lot of situations at the moment. And sometimes you're just being too generous, Marion. Okay. I hope that does make sense to you. I do feel you've got the Four of Cups here. So the cups is obviously to do with the emotional side. And I do feel there's a lot of instability, not stability with that. And I also do know that you've needed more strength. Does that make sense to you? Okay. Let me know if that makes sense to you, okay, Marion? That'd be wonderful. You asked if there's going to be a reconciliation, okay? I do know there's been a lack of commitment. That's so interesting that this card comes out. It's got commitment right at the bottom of it. I don't always go by that. And I do feel it's the emotional side. So I do feel there's been a lack of commitment. Does that make sense to you, Marion? Okay. I also do know that things have not been the way it seems. Yeah, you are too generous. It does make sense. But I also do, you've got the hangman out. To me, it's not all of what it seems. And I do feel you know exactly what I'm talking about with that, okay, without me putting it public. Again, the judgment card, Marion. So I do believe you actually do work with spirit. It's my spirit card. And I actually do believe that you do know to trust your intuition. But I also think you really know your answer to your own question. Does that make sense to you? Your answer to your own question. I do also think it's time for you to move on. I really do. I feel it's time for you to move on. Maybe not what you want to hear, but I do feel there's somebody so much better for you that's on the horizon. So you know what? Sometimes it's quite hard to hear, but I also do feel you do talk to spirit. I have the feeling that, but I also do believe that you just know, but you just don't want to give up. Does that make sense to you, Marion? Because listen to your intuition again. Listen to the heart space because I feel it doesn't mean to say you have to follow it. I feel, and from the cards as well, it's just really not there for you. And I also do feel as well, it's time for you to move on. And when you do move on, and once you do talk to your loved ones, talk to spirit, and ask them, okay, is this to do with your daughter? No communication. I sometimes feel it's just got to move on, man. That's all I'm saying is move on, okay? Um, because there's just been an awful lot going around you. I think it's just moving on. Just trust your intuition. And sometimes you just, even though it's the hardest thing, Alice, I'm going through the same thing as you, and I have been for 6 years. And sometimes, you just realize that sometimes you can't fix things. And when you feel you can't fix things, then sometimes we just have to move on. Okay. Trust your intuition on it that you know what you're to do. But sometimes we just try to, clutch that. But when you let go of that clutch, things get so much better. Okay. And your mind starts getting easier and you can move on with your life so much better. And I hope that does make sense to you, Marion, because I do know what you're going through. As I say, I'm going through the same thing with a son. Okay. And you know what? I'm just not letting it get to me anymore, because you know what? There's so much better things in life. Okay. Yes, you're right. It is tough. That's exactly what I say. It's always for a reason, isn't it? Well, you move on, my darling, and things are going to be absolutely great. Okay. You start putting it to the back of your mind and start thinking about all the wonderful things that you have in life. Okay. Thank you for being here, Marion. And that's me. Gosh, I can't. That's the quickest hour ever. Thank you for everybody who has been on tonight. And sorry for all those who it is hard in the heart, but we do have to move on. I do believe that that's me for another 2 weeks. I come on here every second Saturday, 5 till 6. I'm not sure who's on after me, because there's no thing to say it was after me, but there's always loads on this channel anyway, which is Universal Spiritualism, which is fantastic. Okay, it's a wonderful, wonderful platform. And I'd like to say thank you for everybody who's been here again. Repeat myself, and I will look forward to seeing you all, or some of you, in a couple of weeks. Okay. Have a fantastic week and a lovely weekend as well. And I will see you soon. Bye 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 bye.